Welcome back, watch fans. We're in for a very rocky road in the watch market in the next 6 to 9 months, 12 months even, 2024. You're going to have a lot of these Muppet boiler rooms going bust, okay? This is what my nephew Kino is telling me. A lot of these guys have been highly leveraged, and they cannot hold off any longer after a horrible holiday selling season. People were not buying watches. There is no more money on the street. The PPP loans have been used up. The OnlyFans subscriptions have been drying up. Things are getting very rocky. Shit is about to get real, as the kids say, and they're going to go downhill fast. We are now in January 1st, according to the JLC dual time. I don't know if you can see it right here. Yeah, that's right, January 1st. And in the next 30 days is when you will see the first wave of forced liquidations. That's right, forced liquidations are going to start snowballing in a lot of these guys. You know, as I said in my other video, there's a lot of counterparty risk, as they say, in finance, right? Counterparty risk, which could become contagious. What does that mean? Well, if one of these Muppet boiler rooms, let's say they owe 20 people, they owe money to 20 different people, right, for consignments or whatever, or they're waiting for watches. All of a sudden they go bust, they close up their doors. One day, people just, the phones don't get answered, the WhatsApp messages don't get answered. They vanish like the Wizard or Anthony, or any of the other countless guys. By the way, those are only a few names, right? This has been going on for years. Now, what's going to happen is there's a couple of these heavy hitter Muppet boiler room channels, Muppet boiler room dealers that are quite big. Okay, this is a systemic risk to the markets, a systemic risk, and when those watches hit the market, it's going to depress prices, and all of a sudden you're going to have what is called price discovery. Okay, so when you're a Rolex Submariner, which everybody was paying 15 grand for last month, or they're not buying it, they're not really sure what it's worth or whatever, or that Richard Mille. Okay, the Richard Mille, nobody really knows what these things are worth. All of a sudden, boom. So they've been holding off, right? They've been holding off because nobody really knows what it's worth. But all of a sudden, if everything hits the market all at once, in a forced sale, you're going to see the real price. You might see those Submariners from 15 grand, all of a sudden they're 7 grand, right? Or whatever. Prices could drop very fast. That is what happens when you have a real flush. We haven't seen a real capitulation in these watch markets just yet, my friends. But that process is about to start happening over the next 30 days into February and March. You're going to see by April, May, prices on many watches, I believe, will be down significantly. We're talking about 30%, 50%, 90%, 150%, especially for the popular stuff, right? The Rolex, the AP, all that stuff, right? I think the only place that is kind of safe is real vintage watches, like vintage. But even there, you're gonna have there's just people aren't buying it that much, right? So the only thing I like about the vintage market is, and by the way, I was a crayon eater. I overpaid for a Patek Ellipse. I should have probably overpaid by $1,500. But the problem is that you don't come across that particular watch in that particular condition, and that you may not come across it again. I mean, that's the reality, because they don't really make that many of them. They never made more than, I don't know, there may not be 500 models of that watch made in reality, right? That particular setup, right? With that particular the color, the condition, because look, you got to take things into account. You have the design of the watch, obviously, the spec, the dial, the bracelet, strap, whatever, the condition especially, okay, case design, condition, because a lot of these watches you may not be able to get one in good condition, right? So I thought I got one in good condition, and I was a window licker and I overpaid. I probably could have squeezed the guy and saved myself $1,000. But you know, sometimes you know you just you get a little bit crazy. I should be watching my own videos, right? It just goes to show you. My friends. But yeah, so the vintage. Look, don't buy any vintage watches until like don't let these guys make a nickel. Like literally, like you gotta whatever price they're asking, just 30% less. Okay, take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. By April, what's going to happen is the guys who've been holding on, it's like the man holding on, you know, he's drowning. The last, you know, from the Titanic. It's going to be like the end. By April, they're not going to be able to hold on, and by May is when we're going to have some great deals in the market, especially if China invades Taiwan. You're going to see a real flush over the summer. So the coming summer, I believe there's going to be some great deals in the market for all you crayon eaters, tomato cans. Now, listen, make sure you click the like, subscribe button, the thumbs up your ass button, and subscribe to the channel so that you will stay out of the shit that's all over the market. This is the channel that is your only friend. That's right, I am your only friend. These Muppet Boiler Room watch channels, these grifters relying on super chat money, like they're like old bust down hookers, you know, they're bust down strippers, you know, they're like hoping a whale will walk in, you know, they're hanging around that stripper pole, they're 80 pounds overweight, they're missing a couple teeth, they got horns on their head like a certain Brisbane bogan, you know, they're coloring their hair like you know, some guy named Artem. And look, they're trying to lure you in because they're old bust down strippers, missing teeth, 80 pounds overweight with cellulite, and they're hanging on that stripper pole, hoping that somebody's gonna, you know, at some point walk in and buy a lap dance or something, right? Now, I wouldn't know about these things. I'm just telling you from what my nephew Kino tells me how these things work. So I'm just telling you from what my nephew Kino is saying. But yeah, things are about to hit the fan, and that's right. Your only friend is me, your virtual friend here. You can't trust these Muppet Boiler Rooms, these backpack hoodie wearing lowlife degenerates, drug driving degenerates. This is the only channel you can trust. That's why you should click the like, subscribe button, and make sure to, you know, send me some PayPal money, through Zelle. You know, $500 would help today. You know, we got the big bills coming up. You know, those the OnlyFans season was slow, so you know, I'm relying on you, my friends. You know, those, as Archie Luxury says, you know, those YouTube ads aren't paying the bills anymore. So make sure you support the channel. All right. Happy New Year.